Have you ever thought that just a pinch of baking soda, something sitting in your kitchen cabinet, could actually change your intimacy after 60? I know it sounds strange, but I want to tell you a story that might make you never look at that box of baking soda the same way again. Walter, a 68-year-old retired man, walked into my clinic with a calm face, but a voice heavier than he realized. "I'm fine, doctor, but I just don't feel like myself anymore. Nothing specific, not heart disease, not diabetes, not clear depression. Just a lingering fatigue, cold hands, going to bed earlier than usual, and a growing distance in intimacy with his wife, his partner of over 40 years, slowly fading like a forgotten habit. Maybe it's just old age, right?" he said with a forced smile. I didn't nod, because I knew it wasn't. It wasn't aging. It was poor blood circulation, quietly, silently stealing away the most precious things from a man: warmth, energy, emotion, and connection. What saddens me the most is this: most men over 60 are never told about this. Not by their doctors, not by their family, not by their friends. Everyone just wraps it all up in 2 words: you're old. But the truth is, you can reverse this. And the surprising part? It starts, partly, with baking soda. Not for cleaning, not for baking, but to help your body restore healthy blood circulation, naturally, gently, yet incredibly effectively, if you know how to use it right. In this video, I'll walk you through it step by step. Why baking soda actually affects blood flow, why it impacts intimacy more than you might think, and most importantly, how to use it safely without harming your heart, kidneys, or blood pressure after age 60. You won't hear this in a typical 10-minute doctor visit, but today, I'll tell it to you as a friend, someone who understands that you still want to live fully, warmly, and deeply connected, whether you're 60, 70, or beyond. If you're ready, let's keep going. And if what I'm about to share speaks to you in any way, leave a 1 in the comments below. I know you're out there, and you still have time to change. The real issue here isn't just cold hands, fatigue, or sleepless nights. It's that blood, which carries life, oxygen, and vital hormones, is no longer reaching the parts of the body that need it most. And the scary part is, this process happens silently, gradually, so slowly that most people don't notice until intimacy feels awkward, emotions feel disconnected, and a once vibrant man finds himself looking in the mirror wondering, am I still me? Walter is just one of hundreds of men I've met. They don't come to see a doctor because of bedroom issues. They're too embarrassed, too reserved, or they believe it's not something to talk about at their age. They come in because they feel short of breath after walking a few steps, because their hands are cold every morning, or because they've lost interest in the things that once made them feel alive. But when I sit down and really listen, when I look at the small signs, I often find a common thread. Blood circulation is slowly being choked, day by day. You see, after age 60, blood vessels aren't as flexible as they used to be. Tiny capillaries, especially in the hands, feet, brain, and genital area, begin to tighten, harden, and lose their ability to expand. The result? Blood can't flow properly. Not enough warmth, not enough oxygen, not enough vitality, reaching the parts of the body most tied to intimacy, connection, and a man's sense of self. I once told Walter, your body hasn't lost its ability, it's just waiting for you to give it a chance to recover. And the beautiful truth is, even at age 70, the male body can still recover. If you know how, if you're willing to listen. In recent years, I began exploring natural methods to help restore that inner flow. No pills, no invasive treatments, no medications with side effects that make you worry more than hope. And one of the most effective tools I found was sitting quietly in the kitchen the whole time, baking soda. I still remember the look on Walter's face when I mentioned baking soda. He raised an eyebrow and chuckled. "You mean the stuff I use to deodorize the fridge?" I nodded, smiling. "That's the one, but not for the fridge. For waking up your circulation?" Walter sat in silence. I began to explain, and now I want to share with you why something as simple as baking soda can make such a profound difference. You see, After age 60, the body often slips into a state of mild acidosis, where the internal environment becomes slightly more acidic due to diet, stress, medications, and reduced liver and kidney function. This acidic shift causes blood vessels to constrict, making blood circulation sluggish, especially in sensitive areas like the brain, hands, feet, and genitals. Using a small amount of baking soda the right way can help neutralize excess acid, soften blood vessel walls, and improve overall circulation. But more importantly, it reignites the connection between body and emotion. The very place where so many men over 60 feel most distant. I instructed Walter to take 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda dissolved in a full glass of warm water every morning before breakfast. Drink it slowly. Treat it as a gentle ritual to start the day. No rush, no high expectations. The first week, he called me. Not feeling anything major yet, but I'm sleeping a little deeper. Week 2, I wake up more alert, my hands aren't cold like they used to be. Week 3, I don't know if it's my imagination, but my wife seems to smile more. And by the second month, Walter walked back into my clinic. His steps were lighter, his eyes brighter, and he said just one thing. I feel like I'm coming back to myself. But not everyone is as lucky as Walter. I still remember the story of Dennis, a 70-year-old man, strong, healthy, still playing golf every week. He was someone who didn't believe in waiting for results. When he read somewhere that baking soda could improve blood flow, Dennis didn't come to see me like Walter did. Instead, he decided to try it on his own. 1 teaspoon in the morning, then another at night. More must be better, he thought. But after just a week, Dennis was hospitalized. His abdomen became bloated, his heartbeat irregular, his blood pressure spiked. His kidneys, already silently weakening with age, couldn't handle the amount of sodium he was putting into his body. His body was screaming, reacting to something that seemed harmless. You see, baking soda is not poison, but it's also not water. Used incorrectly at the wrong dose or wrong time, it can cause electrolyte imbalances, strain the heart and kidneys, and worsen underlying health issues you might not even know you have. I met Dennis again after he was discharged. This time, he wasn't smiling. He looked at me and said, "I just wanted to feel better, but I pushed myself to the edge." And that's what I want you to remember. There is no shortcut to health after age 60. There are small, powerful changes that can help you return to yourself, but they must be approached with knowledge, with respect for your body, and if possible, with guidance from someone who understands these things. Ray, 74 years old, was a calm man living alone in a quiet suburb. He didn't come to see me because of a specific illness, but because he felt like a part of me is slowly shutting down. He shared, "I still eat well, I walk every morning, but lately I feel weak, my hands and feet are cold, and the saddest part is I no longer feel like myself in my wife's eyes." There was something in his voice that told me this wasn't just about health. This was about dignity. We started with something simple, a small morning habit. Every day, Ray drank a large glass of water, about 250 mils, with 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Not after meals, not before bed. Just once a day, in the morning on an empty stomach. I emphasized to him, do not increase the dose, even if he felt better. No more, no less. I also told him to drink enough water throughout the day, at least 6 to 8 glasses, to help his kidneys and circulatory system function smoothly. The body after age 60 is like a vintage car. Care for it properly and it runs well, but over-oiling it can cause unexpected damage. 3 weeks later, Ray returned. He didn't say much. He simply raised his hand. It was no longer cold. Then he smiled. The first time I had seen him smile like that. "I've started chatting with my wife again in the mornings instead of silently reading the paper," he said. "And I don't know if it's related, but we've started holding hands again on our walks." That is the power of patience, proper dosage, and respecting your body. Baking soda isn't a miracle, but it can be a small spark, and if used at the right time, it just might reignite a part of you that had quietly gone dim. Frank, 76, was a quiet man. He didn't come to the clinic because of pain or any specific illness. He simply said, "I don't want to live the rest of my life like a shadow." We began with the very habit you just heard. A glass of water with a bit of baking soda every morning, a little patience, and a quiet trust in his own body. 2 months later, Frank came back. He didn't say much, but his eyes were brighter, his shoulders straighter. "I just feel better," he said. "I feel like I'm becoming the man my wife once fell in love with again. A man who holds her hand, feels life deeply, and knows I'm still here." You see, after 60, what we need isn't always expensive medication or miracle promises. What we need is understanding, a small step to begin, and a gentle reminder that we still matter. So if today you're feeling tired, cold, or disconnected from the one who shares your life, please don't think this is the end. It might just be a signal, a message from your body saying, "Please, listen to me." And if you're ready to listen, start with something small, a habit, a glass of water, a quiet commitment to yourself. If this video speaks to you, leave the words "I'm not done yet" in the comments below. Because the truth is, you're not. You can still feel stronger, more connected, and more alive than you've felt in years. And don't forget, hit subscribe, turn on the notification bell, so you don't miss any of our videos bringing you wisdom, hope, and gentle guidance on this journey to healthy living. Not just a longer life, but a more meaningful one. See you in the next video.